Hello, here is a kind of a guided tour of our new website. I'll focus mostly on our internal agent console search, but all the functionality that is for our internal agents is also here on our website. Folks can get to the new search from our main two-in-one website and then clicking the search button in the top right. So just a general kind of overview. I'll probably actually just start here on the public facing one because this is the site that you'd be able to access in case you wanted to also take a look at any of the information in our responses to the accreditation feedback. But essentially, here's our new search. We've got our keyword search here. We can enter a zip code. We have our taxonomy categories here on the left side. We have additional filters, and then we also have target populations. So I'll dig into each section, but just wanted to kind of give an overview of our homepage. Other things you see here are popular searches and popular resources. So this is derived from our data to tell you kind of what are the most common taxonomies that people are searching for or being referred to, and then also those referrals, specifically the services that we're referring to most. So we have the top 9 listed on the homepage. The keyword functionality allows for a type ahead. So if we start typing in something like, shelter or whatever the phrase is that folks enter, it'll identify if there are any matching taxonomy terms or if there's any services or agencies that match that name. And you can kind of see shelter bolded here. We also have the ability to type in more user-friendly, looking for shelter, resources, or basically you can put whatever, in more general language you can type in here in the search. We'll also be able to read through that in our new search format. You also can put your zip code here, and that will then let you generate a search for through the resources. So this will find us resources related to shelter that are serving the 92117 zip code. We've got options here to sort by distance, popularity, or by service name. There's a map functionality, a print functionality, and other types of information that we can see on the page. We've got a description, we've got eligibility. More information is accessible on each of the service cards by clicking the More Info button. We also can filter by things like availability, if the services are available now, if they're open specific days of the week. We have also additional service details that I'll pull from the services to filter specific things to our CIE, and then if there are any highlighted services. We also have the ability to filter further by specific target populations. And as you can see, the little info bubbles, we have the taxonomy definitions readily accessible in the info bubbles. Same thing for the main taxonomy. So let's say we wanted to filter further by shelter, perhaps something also that maybe some sort of crossover services with food. You can also add in the taxonomy category and start to layer in some of the additional filters. Again, the taxonomy definitions are available when you hover over the info bubbles. I will kind of go back over through the same things on our agent console. So this is what's accessible for our agents. And so we can do things in the keyword search, and I'll kind of just demo through some of the items specifically from the accreditation feedback. So using the keyword search by organization names. So again, you've got the type ahead that will pull up taxonomy names, but it'll also start to search for agencies and services. So we can search here by an explicit agency name, so we can see services and agency records that match the adjoin. So if we just go ahead and search for those resources, it'll pull up all the services that are related to that agency. We also can do AKAs. So let's say we were searching for all the services. Let's say we're looking for the the employment department. So we're typing in EDD. So the type ahead again will kind of pull up any of those services that have that alias on the back end of the system. And if you search for it, it'll pull up those resources. So it doesn't have to be an explicit match of the agency and service name, but it'll also it'll provide resources that match the alias. So if we walk over to the EDDs, actually, put it back down. the actual the agency's record, we see the alias here as EDD. And so the search will recognize that that was an alias field and it'll bring it into the search results. This is our agent facing description of the agency, and then we have a kind of our a new service page that has only the relevant details, and it's formatted a little bit more user friendly. It's the same sites that our public users get to see as well. The pages that I was just on is more for our resource database team. It's called more of our standard layouts. It's where we edit the resources versus where people would view the information. So other things that we can do in the keyword search is also search by our program names. And so if we were looking for, let's say a program name called the Welcome Home Family Program, you can also see that we've got that it will pull up in the type ahead here, and it'll bring up services that match that service name that we're specifically looking for here. If we wanted to search for an alias, we can also do that. So let's just say we were looking for Howard, California, kind of the name that we would think about it, and type it in versus typing in covered California. If we just typed in covered CA, again, it'll pull up anything that matches that alias. And then if you search for it, it'll pull up all those services that have the covered California in the alias field, either on the agency or the service profile. So I'll go to our backend page to show you the service alias. So we've got covered California here. Other things that we also can do is search using the associated use references. So the best example for this here is I'll kind of reset our search, is using our diapers. I'm sorry, not diapers. Well, we could search for diapers. But what I was trying to show you was Pampers. If we type in the phrase Pampers, it'll pull up resources that are tagged with our taxonomy for diapers, because Pampers is a phrase associated to our taxonomy term diapers. So here we see kind of our diaper banks, diaper distribution sites. And so, for example, if we go to one of our diaper distribution sites and go to our kind of our backend, is always the easiest way for me to just display this. But we've got this service, it's tagged with the diapers taxonomy. And we know that the diapers taxonomy also has the taxonomy use references of Pampers. So this is just kind of the backend way of kind of just demonstrating that this associated use reference for Pampers is associated to the taxonomy for diapers, which is tagged to our service site, this diaper distribution service site, which is what appeared in our search right here. And then the last thing I'll kind of share is on the main page, what we have is a section here for similar services and related services. So the similar services section will show us other services that are tagged with those taxonomies. So this is kind of letting us see where are there other services offering diapers. And then the related services is where we get to go to the see also taxonomies. So other taxonomies that might be related to diapers. We've got general clothing provision and diaper donation programs. So we'll get those taxonomy options as tabs up here. And then any services that are tagged, you've got kind of the description. And folks can also continue on to find those services, and then they can easily add the referral to the client. And then just you can kind of see all the little sub tabs that I opened up are all associated back to my client. So anything that we've searched on and we find, we're able to easily add that referral, and it attaches it back to that client's record. Maybe the last point I'll bring up here, we'll kind of reset our search a little bit. Just want to demonstrate a couple other filters here. Actually, let's pull up and we'll do a EITC search here. Oh, and then we've got the zip code, so it'll show me services that are just serving 92117. So here we've got, or we can change this to be 92123. See if that gives us any other resources that might appear. 6. However, we also have the ability for adding in other filter criteria. So available now. So here, maybe we'll switch this over to food pantries. And so we've got them sorted here by distance, but if we wanted to pick one that maybe was just open, let's say today was Friday, we wanted to find all the services that were open Friday, we can add some of those additional filters into the results. As we kind of layer in additional filters, they show up here in the search results, and so folks can easily kind of turn them on or off as they're looking for resources. That is the tour of the new referral search.